So you may not feel like it beforehand, but the dating will help those feelings be there, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
lean into that. Lean into dating. Keep dating each other. Don't stop just because you got married.
That's right.
Actually make it even better, because now you can come home and have some fun together. So,
Alan.
what?
Okay, we should wrap this up.
That's right. So on that note, welcome to the Adventurous Marriage Podcast,
where our goal is to help you embrace marriage as an adventure
and learn how to thrive as a couple. All right, welcome back to the Adventurous Marriage Podcast. And today we're going to talk about a fun subject and something we hope will encourage you and inspire you a little bit. And we just wanted to talk about dating.
That's right.
All right, so
aren't we supposed to talk about our sponsors first? Because you're sponsored by Hurley, right?
I wish. Yeah, I wish.
Hurley, if you want to sponsor us, we're here for you.
Yeah. No, I just like their shirts.
Former surfer. No,
Yeah.
you're not. I shouldn't say former. He just hasn't got to get out there in a long time. So we're going to make this happen this spring or summer.
I'm surfing
I told him, I was like, we're getting you on the surfboard again. He's missed it.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
It's been too long. So that was definitely a passion of mine that I've not got to do very much in the last 3 years. It's like,
yeah,
I'm dying.
it's going to happen this summer.
It is.
Yeah. I digress.
So, but anyway, so we've been dating for 33 years.
Yay! Isn't that crazy?
And you're like, how is that possible? Y'all aren't even that old, right? We are that old.
Oh.
So actually, what that means though is that we've been dating since high school. So we are actually high school sweethearts. Mm-hmm. So we're going to tell a little bit of our backstory here.
That's right.
So we met in the church youth group down in Jensen Beach, Florida.
So sweet.
And so how did you end up at that youth group?
I think one of your best friends brought me as his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oops.
So my friend shows up with her as his date. And they were sitting across the table from me at youth on one Wednesday night. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, that girl is gorgeous. It's like I was having the hardest time not staring.
So sweet.
And the whole time I'm thinking, man, if he sees me staring at her, he's going to kill me. You know? And I just could keep my eyes off
I hope he's
of
not
her.
listening to this.
Yeah, Chris, if you're out there, this is what I was thinking, bud. But yeah, so it wasn't too long after, but a few months after that, I'd say several months after that, we actually got to go on a high school's youth group ski trip together, and that's where we really hit it off and kind of fell in love, and we've been inseparable ever since.
That's right. And for my side of that, when I looked across the table at him, I'll never forget sitting at that youth table and looking across the table at him, and I thought, oh, he just has the most peaceful eyes. Look at those brown eyes. I could get lost in them. And I just remember thinking he was so cute. He just had this little spiky haircut, and it was adorable.
I had hair at that time.
Now he's bald. That's okay, because I think his bald head is sexy.
Yeah.
So sorry, kids, if you're listening. Our kids love it when we talk like that.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I just thought he was so adorable, and he just looked like the sweetest guy I'd ever met. But you were with somebody, right?
Yeah,
You had a girlfriend.
I was dating a girl that time. And,
and
so
it wasn't quite working out for them, but we didn't know that at the time. I just was smitten from the first time I saw him. I fell in love with him, and then I fell in love with his family. And I really, truly, it's the craziest thing to say. I know not everybody has this story, but for us, it was like I knew we became like best friends pretty quickly, and we would talk on the phone every day and go to all the youth
after I
things
broke up
together.
with my girlfriend, by the way.
Yes, after you broke up, that's right. And after I wasn't with someone else.
Yeah.
We became best friends, but we still weren't dating. We were kind of cautious about it. And we just didn't want to ruin our sweet friendship that we had by dating. We weren't quite sure how that would go. But on that ski trip, boy, we were goners.
We were smitten.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What that looked like was Alan being patient with me on the ski lifts and on the bunny slopes, and he would go do a black diamond and then come back and get me and come check on me and help me get off I had never been skiing before, so he'd help me get off the ski lifts without falling, and he was such a gentleman, and I was just like, man, I'm never leaving his side. This guy is for me. So what I was going to say is, backing up a little bit, I knew in my heart there was just something about him, and I thought we will be together forever. But I never, it sounds crazy to think I never really thought marriage in that moment. I just was like, we're always going to be best of friends. I just knew that in my heart. I didn't know what God had in store for us. So
that was, we started out with a friendship, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yes.
If you're looking for someone and you find a good friend, pay attention to that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. But we want to talk about that. Being married, you can lose that friendship pretty darn quickly.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much, it's usually very unintentional. Right. It's because life gets, you get married, all of a sudden you've got lots of responsibilities. You've got a mortgage, and you've got a rent, and you got car payments, and you got finances, and all that stuff. So kiddos, and you got jobs, and you got church maybe, or other activities, hobbies, all that kind of stuff, right? Lots of things pulling at you.
Right. Or pulling you apart.
So that's the thing you got to be careful about, is that you will unintentionally, you will drift apart over time, right? Not drifting in marriage takes intentionality. And that is, I thought this is a secret to marriage right here. Intentionality.
That's right.
Honestly. You've got to be intentional. No one just magically just happens to have a good marriage.
Right.
They all work at it. They all have focus and drive and
it's the secret to every relationship, whether it's your relationship with the Lord, your relationship with your spouse, relationship with children, relationship with friends. The secret to all these relationships is you're intentional. You spend time together. You learn each other. You're always pursuing each other and growing together. We kind of mentioned that in a previous podcast about, pursuing each other and loving each other, and intentionality is a big part of that.
Yeah. So we want to just encourage you guys to be intentional in dating, okay? Just because you got married doesn't mean you stop dating. Yeah. Like we said, we've been dating for 33 years. We've been married for 29 of those years, right? But we still consider dating a key part of our relationship, and it helps keep our marriage healthy.
That's right.
And so we're in a stage of life now where we're almost empty nesters. We do have one son still at home. He's 19, so he's working a full-time career, and we see him at night. Hey, good night, bud. That's kind of it. I might see him in the morning as he and I are both leaving for work. But for the most part, it's just us now, and so we have a lot of more opportunities to spend time together. But we didn't always. We were raising 3 kids, homeschooling them, and busy, and so how did we find time to date, right? Well, like right now, we can go on a date
pretty much
every week
anytime
if we want to, or anytime.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we'll go. I have Friday mornings off, or Fridays off, and so a lot of times we'll go out to breakfast on Friday mornings. We have our local coffee shop, Cow House. Will shout out to you guys. In Monticello, Florida is the best coffee shop in the world.
It's amazing,
hands down.
Yeah,
our absolute favorite. And so we'll go there, and sometimes we'll go over to Jackie's Brick House. We'll shout out to Jackie's too. Jackie's
we love Jackie's.
We love Jackie. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And so we'll go there and eat some breakfast, or we'll head up to Thomasville, whatever. Yeah. But also, like tonight, we're gonna actually have a date up in Thomasville, Georgia tonight.
Yeah, a double date with some friends. Double date,
yep.
We're so excited.
And so we're excited about that. But we do that regularly, at least once a week now.
Yes,
I would say we're doing
absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
But before it might have been once a month. We were able to actually go and have a date, right? Go out to breakfast or go out to dinner or whatever.
Yeah, and we were really, really fortunate to have family that would watch our kids. Yeah. So Alan's parents, a little fun fact, they live next door. Yeah. We love it. It's the best thing ever. They haven't always, but now they do. And we love having family right on the same property with us. It is so much fun. But they have always been so gracious to watch the kids and help us out anytime we needed. But we know not everybody has that luxury. Yeah. So a lot of times we know a lot of couples will swap with each other to babysit. So they'll be like, I'll watch your kids this week, you watch them next week, and we'll swap. So you may have to get creative. I mean, even with family to babysit, we had to get creative because finances were super tight for us when we were raising little kids.
Yeah, we were single income the whole time.
Yeah.
And we had to sacrifice quite a bit to be able to do that. But
it was worth it all. But we did have to make a lot of sacrifices. So date nights did not look then like they do now for us. We didn't have the financial freedom or the time freedom. We had a lot of restraints, but we've always been intentional. We've always said, I love to think that, being married for 29 years, we've never stopped dating, you guys. Yeah. Like, we've always dated. We might have had like a month or two where life was insane or we were sick or finances weren't crazy and we just, couldn't make it happen. But we've always jumped right back into it. That has been a huge part of our marriage. And sometimes it's me initiating. Sometimes it's Alan initiating. I try not to put all the pressure on Alan and be like, you always have to initiate the date, otherwise it's not really a date. That's really not fair to my spouse.
Sometimes he just has to be like, you know what, I'm really feeling like we need a date. I was like, all right, let's go. But sometimes it's like, hey, I've got something planned and I'll let you know about it when we're on our way.
I love it when he does that. That's really fun. I love surprises. Not everybody loves that. You have to know your spouse, right? Some spouses are not fond of surprises, but I love surprises.
So, but here's the thing. Like Carol was mentioning, right now we have, thankfully, some financial freedom where we can go and, hey, we'll go out to Longhorn and get something to eat, or we'll go to, man, I'm going to start shouting out all kinds of restaurants.
I know, right?
We've got a lot of favorites. But it doesn't always cost money to date each other, okay? One of our favorite things we used to do when we were really broke, we'd go to Best Buy. And we might go somewhere and have a dirt cheap dinner. I think at one point Fazoli's was a little Italian fast food restaurant that was in town, and you could go there and get like a side salad and water, and they would keep bringing you free breadsticks.
It was the best.
So we would just stuff ourselves with free breadsticks.
It was all we could afford at the time.
And then we'd go to Best Buy and play video games on their TVs. And so that was a very cheap.
It was a great date, though, and it's such a core memory for us. Remember the times we would go to Best Buy and just play video games, and it was kind of a free date. We loved it. Yeah. So sometimes you have to get really creative. But
sometimes we just go to the park and swing.
I know. Those are fun times.
Things like that. Or if you can get out there in the daytime, go. Frisbee golf is a huge thing now. Or pickleball. Or tennis, whatever you guys could find that you like to do together. And I would actually encourage you to find something like that that you guys can enjoy together and do that. A few of the things we like to do together is one of our absolute favorite things is kayaking together. Yeah. Thankfully, we live around some beautiful spring-fed rivers here, but we also live not terribly far from the Gulf Coast. So we can go down to St. Mark's, or we can go down to Panacea, or we can go down to Cape San Blas or something like that and hit the water pretty quick if we want to go out in the Gulf.
I'm thinking about one of our crazy kayak adventures.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've had several crazy kayak adventures, but there was one where you were taking me to a place called Tucker Lake, and we were kayaking to Tucker Lake, and I just jump into these adventures with Alan. I think I said on the first podcast that I thought I was an adventurous soul, but then I met him, and I was like, man, he really levels up on this. So we were going to Tucker Lake in a kayak, and I just thought, oh, it's going to be a fun day. We'll kayak a little bit. We'll relax. No.
Yeah,
that was not relaxing to get there at all.
We had to cross the Panacea Bay, which is, it's probably a couple miles across. Yeah. It's pretty big. And the whole time we're doing that, it is just howling wind. Waves are coming over the boat.
It was insane.
And we had this crappy sit-in kayak that was...
Had we rented it?
We had rented it. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. It was just filling up with water. It was not a sit on top that drained automatically. It was filling up. So we're like, all right, we've either got to turn around, but we're more than halfway,
Right.
or we got to keep going. So we just started paddling as hard as we could to get across that thing before the stupid boat sunk.
Yeah, and I like to be a passenger princess. So whether it's riding in a car or riding in a kayak, I love to just relax and take it easy. Alan is a work hard kind of guy, so he's happy to take one for the team and just keep paddling. But there was a moment I was like, what do we do? He's like, sweetie, paddle. So we both started paddling, and I was trying to like scoop water out and realized it's a lost cause. There's no way I'm going to get this water out. And he's like, just paddle. We just got to get across this bay.
So we did. We made it across. We found a little sandbar and we tipped the boat over and dumped it out.
We were exhausted.
And then we kept going to Tucker Lake, which was another like 8 miles away. It was a
9-mile adventure?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was a long way.
Yeah.
And through like
was awesome.
alligator infested channels, and it was
I was a little bit terrified.
it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but we've learned so much through our adventures together, and that's why we decided to call this the Adventurous Marriage, because
it's really bonded
such
us.
a part of who we are. It's bonded us, and I think that was one of the times I had to learn to just trust Alan. I had to learn to let him lead us, and I just had to listen to what he was saying, trust his wisdom, trust his guidance, and just follow. And that's not easy for me. I'm very, very, very strong-willed. Submit is not a word I like to use easily. It's not a word I use easily. It's hard for me. Or even just following is not a word that I use very easily because I have a strong spirit. But Alan is such a great leader, and the more I just kind of let you take charge, and I learned to just kind of like follow your lead, the easier it goes for us. When I don't bucket, it goes a lot easier for us.
So that's one thing we love to do. And let's see, we've done quite a bit of mountain biking together. We used to do some very long road biking rides together.
Yeah.
We used to do this one that we trained for throughout the year. It was 150 miles. Crazy. We haven't done that in a while. But,
That was awesome.
But think about some things that you like to do that you can do together. Try some things. If you've never done them together, try some things and figure out something, because it's great to have opportunities to play together as a couple. I feel like it's very important, honestly. You gotta have fun as a married couple.
Yeah.
Have fun in your marriage. Okay, why not? It doesn't all have to be business.
Right.
Go have an adventure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
We say, like, God created us to have fun. Like, you know, we believe that our marriage is an opportunity to bring glory to God, but He also is not a boring God, right? He made us to have fun.
Absolutely.
And it is so bonding for you as a married couple to have fun together. I think I don't know all the science behind it, but, you know, you get like these dopamine shots when you're having fun together, and it kind of bonds you and makes your marriage stronger.
There's some blood flowing. There's all kinds of good things.
That's right.
It really does attract you to each other.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing to go have an adventure together. And the adventures don't always turn out like you think they do. Sometimes they're so crazy, like the kayak trip we told you about. And it literally is never what we think
it's never what I thought it would have been, that trip, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was ended up way better than what I would have ever imagined. So
it did.
But some other ideas. So what about the couples that don't have money and they don't have a kayak? They don't have the ability to go out and necessarily do something all the time.
Yeah.
Things are busy. You know, they can't get someone to watch the kids, right?
Yeah.
What do? At-home dates.
Yeah.
Okay, get creative with that, you know.
I was waiting to see where he was going with that. I was like...
Yeah. So cook a nice meal together.
Yeah.
You know, get the kids in bed early if you can, and cook a nice meal together. Find a movie you can watch together, cuddling. Okay. Listen, guys, cuddling is one of our absolute favorite things in the world to do. And I know there's some people that aren't, physical touch is not their love language, but it's like, I don't think you're going to go wrong.
Yeah, with cuddling. That's right.
I really feel like it's something that's, you're not getting it from anybody else, and you shouldn't have to get a cuddle from anybody else, right?
Yeah.
So
and
embrace your spouse.
Yeah, even just watch something as simple as watching a movie together. Yeah. Don't sit on opposite sides of the living room. Don't get comfortable. I admit I have a recliner that I love. I'm very comfortable in it. But a lot of times I'll notice if we're watching a show together, sometimes I'll realize I'm sitting in my recliner, he's sitting on the couch reclining, and we're really not together. So I will get up from my recliner and go sit with him, or he'll get up from his couch and go sit come sit near me. We have determined we are buying a cuddle chair, you guys. It has to happen. We are so silly.
If you want to donate to our cuddle chair cause, that'd be great. Or if furniture places that would have one of those double, not a love seat, but like
Chase lounge, or no, I don't know what it's called.
It's like a chair and ottoman, but it's
somebody help us out here. Throw in the comments what we're trying to say.
We've seen them. We found one in the store one time we really loved, but it was like $2,500, and we're like, what?
That's a little much.
We can't do that, but it would be perfect.
But all that to say, whatever you're doing, and just make sure you're doing it together and make it a bonding time. And it doesn't have to cost money.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the things we've done have not cost money. They've been free.
Yeah.
So.
You know, one thing we love to do too is put on some music and dance.
Yeah.
Just dance.
Yeah.
You know, that we do it in the kitchen a lot, or we'll put on something in the bedroom or in the living room and just dance and just hold each other and look in each other's eyes and sing to each other. And
we love to slow dance in the kitchen together. I think it's like we're cooking and one of our favorite songs will come on and we'll just start dancing together. Yeah. So we don't mean like salsa and swing dancing. Hey. If you saw our rhythm, you would be like,
that's not what we do.
That's not happening.
But if you can do it, more power to you.
Go for it. Cool. It sounds like fun. Yeah.
All right. So you got any other ideas before we close this?
I have lots of ideas, but we could go on all day about this, but we won't for the sake of time. We want to kind of keep these brief.
But just want to enhance or encourage you guys to keep dating.
That's right.
It's very important. Keep having fun in your marriage and be intentional. Okay, mm-hmm. Those are all very key parts, I think, of having a healthy marriage. And
that's right.
You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're going to have to get creative.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just want to throw in there, you might not always feel like it. You know, we referenced this in a different podcast, and we talked about you might not always feel like loving one another, right?
Yeah.
You might not always feel like dating. There are times we've scheduled a date and Alan will come home and I'll be in a grumpy mood and I really don't feel like going out, or, you know, that hardly ever happens to him. He's not really a grumpy guy. But a lot of times you might not feel like it, but that's probably the time you need to do it the most, you know, is when you don't feel like dating is probably the time you need to be the most intentional about it. And even if you just put it on the calendar, say, this is date night. Our kids knew growing up, like, that we guarded our time together, whether it was time sitting on the couch having quiet time talking, or whether it was time going out on a date. Our kids knew, like, mom and dad guard their time together so that we can have a beautiful marriage.
Yeah. So you may have to schedule some of these, which is okay. Put it on the calendar.
Yep.
Yeah. But also don't be afraid to be spontaneous.
That's right.
Right. I'll just a quick one real quick. A few weeks back, here in North Florida, it snowed.
Yes.
Okay. It was amazing. We actually had 4 inches of snow on our ground covering our yard. It was beautiful.
It was so cool.
Amazing. And we spent a whole day playing with the kids and our grandson and just having a good day. But then the next morning, I was off work and we had some things we needed to go do. But Carol was like, you and I didn't get to play together yesterday. And I'm like, you're right. Let's go outside and play in the snow. So we went and we pushed each other on the sleds. We had a snowball fight. And we just went hiking through the woods.
It was
like,
so
just
wonderful.
Seeing what the woods even looked like and covered with snow. So it was so much fun. And after that, the feelings were there.
That's right.
I felt like that was so needed and so refreshing, and I feel way more bonded to you now.
Yeah, we kind of felt like kids.
You might feel like
on the ski trip all over again. We were like, oh, that was so fun. We're so much in love.
So you may not feel like it beforehand, but the dating will help those feelings be there, right?
Yeah.
So lean into that. Lean into dating. Keep dating each other. Don't stop just because you got married.
That's right.
Actually, make it even better, because now you can come home and have some fun together. So,
Alan.
What?
Okay, we should wrap this up.
That's right. So on that note, all right. So thank you for joining us on the Adventurous Marriage podcast.
Yeah.
We hope this is encouraging to you. Again, if you have any ideas of some topics, just put it in the comments below.
And if you have dating ideas, put it in the comments.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you. How do you keep intentional about dating? What do you guys love to do together? We'd love to hear from you guys.
That's a good idea. Also, with our YouTube channel and our all the podcast channels that you're listening to us through, subscribe to us, please, and like these and
share.
That'll like and share it, please. Maybe this will help someone you know, right?
Right.
But also, we're trying to grow this and make it into something that might be a good source of income for us that we can focus on it better. So, but anyway, like and subscribe, And until next time, embrace the adventure.
That's right. Embrace the adventure and each other.
That's right. All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you ready?
No. Okay, now I am.
Okay.
Oh, wait, is my hair doing something funny? I can't
beautiful.
see it. Okay.
All right, we're totally putting all that in the video.
No, we're not. Okay.